Hey, welcome. Every single day we use all these amazing tools to take an idea from just a thought in our head and, send it out to the entire world. But have you ever really stopped to think about how that happens? What's the actual journey? Well, today that's the path we're going to follow. So let's jump right in.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. That great idea you have for a school project or that picture you absolutely have to share with your friends, how does it actually get from you to them? That's what we're going to dig into, the entire life cycle of an idea, from that little spark in your mind to a real connection with somebody else.
So here's our game plan. First step, we'll look at how you actually forge an idea into something real. Then, we're going to explore the hardware, the physical stuff, that gives it a path to travel. After that, we'll dive into the software that creates all those digital connections. And, super important, we'll talk about how to keep all these tools in good shape. Then, we'll wrap it all up by looking at why any of this actually matters.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning. Before you can even think about sharing an idea, you've got to give it some kind of form, right? This is the preparation phase. It's like a workshop where your raw idea gets shaped into something tangible, whether you're typing up a report, editing a photo, or recording your voice.
Everything we use really just boils down to two categories: hardware and software. Hardware is all the physical stuff you can actually touch: your camera, your keyboard, your microphone. And the software, well, that's the magic. It's the set of instructions, the programs and apps that tell the hardware what to do. You can't have one without the other. They're two sides of the exact same coin.
And this is where you can really see how they work together, hand in hand. So you might use a scanner, that's the hardware, to get an old drawing into your computer. Then you use image editing software to clean it up and add color. Or maybe you record your voice with a microphone, hardware again, and then you pop that audio into some presentation software. See? It's always this dance between the physical tool and the digital program.
Okay, so your idea is all shaped up and ready to go. Now what? How do you get it out there? This is where sharing hardware comes into play. These are the physical devices that basically act as the delivery trucks for your message. Let's look at a few big ones.
First up, the good old projector. This is a classic tool for one-to-many communication. Its job is actually pretty simple, but man, is it powerful. It just takes whatever's on your little screen and blasts it onto a big one, so a whole room of people can see it and talk about it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? The classroom lights go down, you hear that fan whir to life, and boom, the lesson is suddenly 10 feet tall on the wall in front of everybody. That's a perfect example of hardware making shared learning possible.
Next, let's talk about the tools that are probably in your pocket or your bag right now: smartphones and tablets. These little devices have completely changed the game. They've basically turned every single one of us into a potential broadcaster. There are personal, portable command centers for sharing anything, instantly, with anyone, from pretty much anywhere.
And this kind of thing happens constantly in schools now. A student can just snap a quick picture of their completed homework and send it off on WhatsApp, or they could jump into a class discussion board while they're on the bus home. It's incredibly fast and super flexible.
Now let's go big. A PA system, or public address system, is all about getting audio out to a huge crowd. It's the hardware that can take one single voice and make sure it's heard by hundreds or even thousands of people all at the same time.
You know that sound, that quick squeal of feedback right before an announcement starts at a school assembly? That's a PA system doing its thing. It's a really simple but super effective tool for getting a message out to the masses.
All right, we've covered the physical gear. Now let's look at the invisible highways our ideas travel on: the software. These are the programs and the platforms that build the digital networks that connect us all.
So cloud storage has been a total game changer. Instead of saving a file on a little flash drive you can lose, you just upload it to the internet. From there, you can get to it or share it from any device, anywhere. It's like having a magic digital filing cabinet that follows you around.
And this is where it really shines, in collaboration. A whole team of teachers can all work on the very same lesson plan, even if they're in different buildings. Or a teacher can share a new assignment with their entire class with just one single click. It is just so efficient.
Now, an LMS, or a learning management system, kind of takes that idea and puts it on steroids. It's a dedicated digital hub built specifically for education. You can think of it as a virtual classroom, where everything, from assignments and notes to grades and discussions, is all neatly organized in one place. So instead of turning in a physical stack of papers, a student just logs into the LMS, uploads their file, and clicks Submit. The teacher gets a notification, they can grade it right there online, and the student gets their feedback in that exact same system. The whole process is just totally streamlined.
Okay, so we have all these amazing tools for creating and sharing. But here's the catch. A brilliant idea is completely useless if the tool you need to share it is broken. So this next part is all about maintenance, the absolutely crucial steps we need to take to keep our lines of communication open and working properly.
Now, to get a handle on maintenance, it helps to know what we're actually maintaining. Inside your basic computer, you've got the brains of the operation, the system unit. Then you've got your monitor, keyboard, and mouse for interacting with it. And of course, the all-important network card that actually connects you to the internet. Every one of these pieces needs a little bit of care. And here is some fantastic, practical advice. I mean, some of it is just common sense, right? Keep your soda and chips away from the keyboard. But other tips here are absolutely vital. Using a UPS protects your machine from sudden power outages. And please, always keep your antivirus software up to date. Oh, and don't forget to shut down properly. It lets the system close everything down safely, and that alone can prevent a ton of future headaches.
So we've gone on quite a journey. We started with a raw idea, looked at the tools that shape it, the hardware that carries it, the software that connects it, and the care that keeps it all running. So let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. And really, this is the most important thing to remember. A smartphone, a laptop, an app, they're not just gadgets. They're the bridges that connect us to each other. They're the fundamental infrastructure of our modern world, and they power everything from how we learn in a classroom to how we have a global conversation. Understanding these tools means understanding how our world works today.
So, I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Out of all the tools we've talked about, from the super simple to the really complex, what's the one piece of hardware or software that you absolutely could not live without for getting your ideas out there? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me.